Second race swings into the stretch. The 1999 championship final of the Canadian Breeders' 2-year-old filly trotters, and they're off. Cara Bob's Crown had a great start along the inside. L.R. Alley's Concern is darting to the lead. L.R. Alley's Concern out well. Silver Sam is going to track her. Cara Bob's Crown along the inside is third. Westgate Spice following up in fourth. Earl's Melody is fifth. Ombro Troika is sixth. Casual Breeze is caught 3 wide and seventh. Anne's Revenge was tardy for the gate, but she's left in eighth. Bax Machine is ninth. Oblada is 10th. L.R. Alley's Concern by 4 or 5 lengths past the quarter in 29 seconds. That's L.R. Alley's Concern, the leader. Bax Machine is off stride in the backfield. L.R. Alley's Concern tracking in from second is Silver Sam. Cara Bob's Crown sits in from third. Ombro Troika is getting a wide trip from fourth. Following up in fifth is Westgate Spice. Casual Breeze now only 2 wide and 6. Following up in seventh is Earl's Melody. Anne's Revenge is eighth. Oblada is ninth. And after the break, out of contention is Bax Machine. But they've all been chasing L.R. Alley's Concern and Paul McKenzie up to the half. 59-1, 30-1/5 in the second quarter, but the field is closing in. L.R. Alley's Concern rating on the lead. Ombro Troika is digging on the outside, trying to come to that leader. Silver Sam back in the box. There's Casual Breeze, post-time favorite, second over from fourth. Cara Bob's Crown is fifth. On the outside, sixth is Anne's Revenge. Westgate Spice back in seventh. Oblada is eighth on the outside in the fourth over slot. Earl's Melody is ninth, and out of contention was Bax Machine. L.R. Alley's Concern and Ombro Troika going a big trip. Casual Breeze looming bold from second over. They passed 3 quarters in 1:29-2. Down the stretch, the 99 final of the Canadian Breeders, and L.R. Alley's Concern gave up the lead to the parked out Ombro Troika, with Casual Breeze still coming. Earl's Melody sat ninth throughout, and Tom Strauss has her moving up on the outside. In between fillies, here comes Oblada with a last rush. Ombro Troika, Silver Sam in the center. Silver Sam up on the outside, looking to take it in the last jump. In the photo was Ombro Troika, then Oblada with Casual Breeze and Earl's Melody. Win photo in 2 minutes and 1/5. The third from Mohawk, the 1999 championship final of the Canadian Breeders. 2-year-old pacing fillies, and they're off. Strong start down along the inside, and looking to come on through is Village Hub. Now Erica's Fame sprints with her, and from the far outside, Power Core is crossing over with a powerful gate move to make front. Power Core in front. Erica's Fame to follow up in second. Village Hub is third, and Jiffy D got in from fourth. A.M. Kosis is on the outside fifth, flanked by Ombro Teacher through in sixth. First Star I See Tonight is the 7th one away. Moving third from last into the first turn was La Aurelia Rumba, then DG's Giant Step is second from last, and riding around was 10th. The opening quarter in 28 seconds even. Power Core is making the pace. Erica's Fame plugged in for a 2-hole journey. Village Hub is on the inside third. Jiffy D is fourth. Ombro Teacher sits in from fifth. First Star I See Tonight, a wide trip from sixth. A.M. Kosis back in seventh. Following cover, there goes La Aurelia Rumba, eighth on the outside. Second from last still is DG's Giant Step, fresh in ninth, and trailing is Riding Around. Power Core and Gassian up top at the half in 57-2. That's Power Core giving the trip to Erica's Fame. Village Hub moves out from third. She's first over on this final turn. Jiffy D tipped out from fourth. Ombro Teacher fifth. First Star I See Tonight has some cover. She's sixth on the outside, about 6 off the leaders. Then it's A.M. Kosis to the flank of La Aurelia Rumba. DG's Giant Step tries her luck 3 deep from ninth. Riding Around is 10th. And Power Core put up 3 quarters. Erica's Fame needs out. Village Hub was sent 3 wide out of the final turn. DG's Giant Step is the one that's widest of all into the stretch out around Jiffy D. They passed 3 quarters, 1:26-1. Erica's Fame had a dream trip from Randall Waples and comes to the lead over Power Core. Ombro Teacher down tight to the inside, then DG's Giant Step. Erica's Fame, Power Core to the finish. That's Erica's Fame, the Canadian Breeders 1999 champion over Power Core, DG's Giant Step, and Ombro Teacher. Erica's Fame, 155-3 to win the Canadian Breeders. Gate swings into the stretch, the fourth race. 1999 championship final of the Canadian Breeders' 2-year-old colt trot. They're off and trotting, moving out well along the inside. Here comes Duke of Earl to a short lead. Charging out in the center, You Had a Dream and Dustin Jones have gone to the top. Yankee Paco will track in from second. Duke of Earl is away in third. Bow River sits in from fourth. Twinks King driving up fifth on the outside. Diamond River is in safely from sixth. Holly Gully Patch got in from seventh. Along the inside, moving around eighth into the first turn. Following through was Delridge Riley after a break. In a Nutshell is back down trotting in ninth. Grand Motive is 10th. And the gapped out trailer was Conk DeVille, who had early first quarter problems. The opening split in 29 and 1. They proceed into the backstretch. You Had a Dream is on the lead by 2. Yankee Paco at the inside second. Twinks King is parked out in third. Duke of Earl following up in fourth. Bow River sits in from fifth. Diamond River, sixth along the inside, is now tipped out. Holly Gully Patch is seventh and moved to the outside. Delridge Riley is back there in eighth. Grand Motive is off stride from ninth. In a Nutshell and No Factor 10th, and the distance trailer is Conk DeVille out of contention. They pass the half. You Had a Dream in 59 and 4. You Had a Dream. Yankee Paco is getting a dream of a trip. On the inside third is Duke of Earl. Sitting to the inside fourth, with nowhere to go at this stage, is Bow River. Now looking three wide out around Twinks King on the final turn goes Diamond River. Out of the backfield, Holly Gully Patch alongside Delridge Riley, and the distance trailers Grand Motive along with In a Nutshell and Conk DeVille. At head stretch, it's still You Had a Dream and Yankee Paco, 129 and 4, and into the lane they turn for the 1999 Canadian Breeders' Championship 2-year-old colt trot. This is it, the final 8th. Sprint is on. Yankee Paco up out of the pocket. Trevor Ritchie isn't asking, and he's flying on the outside. Yankee Paco finally takes the best of You Had a Dream. Yankee Paco is the Canadian Breeders' Champion. You Had a Dream was second, 10 lengths back to third for Diamond River. Yankee Paco in 1:58 and 3, a new stakes record. They swing into the stretch. Fifth race, the 1999 Canadian Breeders' Championship Final, 3-year-old pacing fillies. They're off and pacing. Watch Odie's Fame. She followed the gate away. Coming out with her is Brandy's Baby. And along the inside, Blue Spock, Odie's Fame, and Blue Spock. Brandy's Baby tucks in from third. Moving over in fourth is Memories Any Size, first time at the wire. Classy Dexter is fourth from last, just ahead of Come Out Running, Hopscotcher, and Cheyenne May to the rear of the field. Odie's Fame is being carried around the first turn by Blue Spock. Blue Spock took Odie's Fame over to the quarter, and that was a big one, 26 and 3. Odie's Fame stung hard by Blue Spock, surprisingly, into that first turn. That was a big first turn battle. Odie's Fame, though, has made the lead, and there's 3/8 completion. Blue Spock is making it interesting. She's right there, nose to helmet along the inside second. 3 more lengths to Brandy's Baby in from third, Memories Any Size. Following up in fourth, Classy Dexter is fifth. Come Out Running the 6th one, then Hopscotcher and Cheyenne May trailing. Odie's Fame put up the half, 55 and 1, 28 and 3. Second quarter, Odie's Fame and Blue Spock together into the final turn. Blue Spock bravening up after that first turn battle. Brandy's Baby has closed the gap from third. Memories Any Size is considering coming out from fourth. Classy Dexter, 5 more lengths back, is fifth. Come Out Running the 6th one, then Hopscotcher up and at it from 7th, and 3 more to the trailer. Cheyenne May, Odie's Fame, Blue Spock. Ranging up on the outside is Memories Any Size. They're going to be chasing Odie's Fame. She didn't break contact on the field there. 124 and 1 was the 3/4. Down the stretch they come in the Canadian Breeders' Final. Odie's Fame is going down to defeat. Blue Spock on the outside. Memories Any Size, the far outside, split by Brandy's Baby. Memories Any Size. Brandy's Baby is splitting through. It's Memories Any Size and Brandy's Baby. Memories Any Size was 50 to 1 and won the Canadian Breeders over Brandy's Baby. Then it was back to Blue Spock and Odie's Fame. 153 and 1 is the stakes record. Memories Any Size in a 50 to 1 stunner. The sixth race from Mohawk, 1999 championship final of the Canadian Breeders. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trot. They're off and trotting, pushing the inside lane. Catch Me If You Can to a short lead. SOS Nitro came out well. Here comes Oakley Harrison from the far outside with Ombro Seminary. Where are we now? We'll dive in from fifth. Conquer All is on the outside, 6 to the first turn, and Tree 60 moves up to be in seventh. JN Johnny is the eighth one. Back there ninth for Cheyenne Chief on the outside of Mon Rev, and after being gapped from the gate, Don't Interrupt Us is 11th, and last away, Oakley Harrison, Medio Baladjan on fire into that first turn in 27 and 2. Oakley Harrison striding strong on a 5-length advantage on the way to the half. Catch Me If You Can is tagging along in second. Ombro Seminary with the leaders in third at 3/8 completion. SOS Nitro sits in from fourth. Where Are We Now is fifth. Here comes Conquer All, sixth, and move to the outside. 4 more lengths to Tree 60 back in seventh. JN Johnny is eighth. Monrev is ninth. Moving in 10th was Cheyenne Chief on the way to the half, then Don't Interrupt Us. Oakley Harrison still all alone. 10 rivals way in behind him. 57 seconds was the half. Oakley Harrison still a runaway leader into the final turn. Ranging up on the outside comes SOS Nitro to the flank of Catch Me If You Can. Ombro Seminary is now fourth on the inside. Where Are We Now? Moved out from fifth. That's Conquer All, sixth on the outside. JN Johnny came on to be in seventh. Monrev is eighth. Cheyenne Chief is ninth. Tree 60 is off stride. And Don't Interrupt Us was gapped out in 11th on the final turn. Oakley Harrison. Where Are We Now is spinning 3 wide out around SOS Nitro and Catch Me If You Can. They pass 3/4 in 1:26 and 4, and giving up the lead, Oakley Harrison after leading for 7/8. Here on the outside comes Conquer All from a perfectly rated McDonnell trip, and he's striding away. Conquer All is the Canadian Breeders' 3-year-old Colt Trot champion. Conquer All wins it by 3 over Where Are We Now in Ombro Seminary, 157 and 2. Conquered All, conquered them all easily in the sixth. The seventh from Mohawk, 1999 Canadian Breeders' Championship Final, 3-year-old filly trot. They're off and trotting. Canland Hall had a great start along the inside. Surging out in the center goes Shellmark Image, and widest of all comes Ombro Super to contest things early. Miss Elena is getting a tuck in from fourth. Delridge Reba fifth away. Cruella Defia is a half a dozen. Infinite's Uprising left in seventh. Power and Fame is eighth. Ombro Smooch is ninth, and 10th and last away was Eternal Chirp as Ombro Super and Rick Zeron have taken the top. Shellmark Image trots in to be second. Canland Hall already up and moving from third. Quarter was a quick 27 and 4. Canland Hall ranging up on the outside, wants to take the lead on the way to the half. Miss Elena tips out and is following her cover. Canland Hall, Miss Elena up on the outside. Ombro Super has surrendered the lead to sit in now from third. Shellmark Image is back in fourth. Delridge Reba fifth along the inside. Cruella Defia is sixth. Infinite's Uprising fresh and moved out from seventh. Still third from last is Power and Fame ahead of the hard closing Ombro Smooch and trailing Eternal Chirp. And another leadership change as Miss Elena went right on past Canland Hall. 57 and 2 the half. Miss Elena trying to bottom out this field. She's opened 3. Canland Hall already hard spent twice, but she's still there a game second. Ombro Super, the early leader, is back in third. Shellmark Image fourth. Now uncovered and driving is Cruella Defia from fifth. Infinite's Uprising on the advance from sixth. Hemmed in from seventh, that's Delridge Reba. In the backfield is Power and Fame ahead of Ombro Smooch and Eternal Chirp along the inside. Turning for home, that's Miss Elena by 2-3 lengths. Canland Hall, the next closest pursuer. 1:27 was the 3/4 time, an eighth of a mile to trot in the Canadian Breeders' Championship Final, and Miss Elena is not receiving any urging, and she's moving off on the field under only moderate reminders from Trevor Ritchie. Miss Elena, an easy and confident winner of the Canadian Breeders. She easily defeated Canland Hall and Cruella Defia in 1:56 and 4, another stakes record. In 1999, Miss Elena. The 8th race from Mohawk, 1999 championship final of the Canadian Breeders, 2-year-old Colt Pace. They're off and pacing, leaving hard along the inside went Joey Zaza. Now out in the center of the track, it's Bye Bye Cam and Don Van Devious, and Intrepid Sealster is going to go on. Joey Zaza holds position along the inside 4th. Camlock Star got through in 5th. Stonebridge Storm 6th along the inside. That is Twin Bee Champ in heavy traffic to the flank of Geronimo on the outside. Flashing Lights was 3rd from last with Brennan Sealster, and Keeson Sunrise was trailing. Paul McKenzie made front with Don Van Devious in 27-2. Don Van Devious on the inside, still rolling up on the outside. Parking around the first turn was Bye Bye Cam. Intrepid Sealster right there from 3rd. Joey Zaza tracks the leaders from 4th. Camlock Star is 5th. Geronimo 6th. Stonebridge Storm is 7th. Twin Bee Champ is 8th on the outside. Brennan Sealster is 9th. Flashing Lights 2nd from last. And trailing over to the half was Keeson Sunrise. They go that way unchanged on the front end. Don Van Devious, Bye Bye Cam finally got in. Intrepid Sealster back in 3rd. 55-4 the half. Don Van Devious going as far and as fast as he can up front over Bye Bye Cam. Here comes Intrepid Sealster, asked to come out from 3rd. Joey Zaza is 4th. Geronimo outside 5th. Stonebridge Storm is 6th. Camlock Star losing ground from 7th. Twin Bee Champ is 8th on the outside. And it's back to Brennan Sealster, Flashing Lights, and trailing is Keeson Sunrise. Don Van Devious, Intrepid Sealster. Geronimo is rolled wide. Joey Zaza to the outside. 124-2 the 3/4, and into the stretch they come. On the lead for the first 7/8 was Don Van Devious, then Intrepid Sealster. Twin Bee Champ through heavy traffic to the outside of Geronimo. Look out for Twin Bee Champ on the far outside, post 12 and all. He's taken the lead. Geronimo is with him to the end, but it's Twin Bee Champ with a superb effort for victory in the Canadian Breeders over Geronimo and Stonebridge Storm in 154-1. A deserving stakes record for Twin Bee Champ, a memorable winner of the Canadian Breeders. Here comes the field for the Canadian Breeders 1999 championship final 3-year-old Colt Pace. And they're off and pacing. Canico Simon, as expected, blasted through the inside. Barney Barron, Run Dougie Run. Diligent Dexter and Lofty Bruce on the far outside. Here comes the Masters to be in 6th position. In tight from 7th is T-Dex ahead of Village Hero. Apache Rage is 9th on the outside, and Cutter Path is 10th. It's Canico Simon in an all-out sprint around the first turn to have that lead, and Diligent Dexter is going to work out a pocket trip. Barney Barron is on the inside 3rd. Run Dougie Run from 4th. Lofty Bruce took in from 5th. 26-3 the opener. Canico Simon seeking out and getting a second panel breather. Diligent Dexter pacing in to be second, passing the 3/8. Barney Barron is on the inside 3rd. Run Dougie Run races from 4th. Lofty Bruce first out from 5th. T-Dex 6th along the inside. Apache Rage 7th. The Overland Route. The Masters back in 8th. Then Cutter Path. Village Hero is all the way back in 10th. It's Canico Simon trying to take him on down the road. 56 seconds was the half. Canico Simon, Tony Kerwood taking no prisoners. Moving into the final turn, Diligent Dexter is getting a great trip. Barney Barron on the inside 3rd. Run Dougie Run flushed out from 4th on this final turn, and Lofty Bruce is on the outside 5th. That's T-Dex hemmed in from 6th. Apache Rage 7th on the outside, still hasn't been used yet. The Masters is back in 8th. Then Cutter Path and Village Hero. Canico Simon has Diligent Dexter coming out of the pocket, and Apache Rage is rolled wide right now. 125 to 3/4. The inquiry sign is posted. Into the stretch they come. Canico Simon is all done. Diligent Dexter has Apache Rage coming, and Cutter Path on the far outside. Diligent Dexter. Apache Rage has got him measured and blows right on past Apache Rage. Roaring away to the Canadian Breeders' victory. 3-year-old Colt Pace of 1999. The Masters is second. Then Cutter Path alongside T-Dex 154-1. Apache Rage unofficially the Canadian Breeders' champion. It's the field of Mohawk's 10th race, the junior and free-for-all in motion. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Dragon again, endeavoring to leave on the extreme outside. Here comes Dragon again off the wings of the gate. And Robitaille takes position down the center. To the inside of that one is Order to Go. Galileo Sky going hard along the inside. Moving into the top 5 was Rocco Jan. Raleigh Fingers dived in from 6. New York Lights is 7th away as they charge on up to the quarter. Moving 3rd from last over to the quarter pole was Cloudburst Hanover ahead of Ram Baron. And Pearl River Mat is trailing. Galileo Sky used the inside lane to have the lead and hang out Robitaille in 27 seconds. Galileo Sky on the inside. Robitaille is parked the first 3/8. Order to Go takes pocket position. Rocco Jan is on the inside 4th. Dragon again parked with cover from 5th. Raleigh Fingers 6th and tugging hard on Saftik. Look at Saftik 3rd over, sitting almost flat in the bike. New York Lights brought out from 7th. Cloudburst Hanover, Ram Baron, and trailing is Pearl River Mat. Galileo Sky keeps Ram Baron out there in 55-1. Galileo Sky, Ram Baron is that's Robitaille parked out into the final 3/8, and they turn down to 3/4. Galileo Sky keeps Robitaille hung out. Order to Go in the box. Dragon again parked but with 2nd overflow. Rocco Jan is on the inside from 5th. Raleigh Fingers 6th along the inside. Moving 4th from last was Cloudburst Hanover ahead of New York Lights, then Ram Baron. And Pearl River Mat is winding up back there in 10th. Galileo Sky puts away Robitaille. They pass 3/4 in 1:23-4. Here comes Dragon again from 2nd over. Along the inside was Order to Go. Galileo Sky trying to take it all the way. Dragon again is still coming hard. Galileo Sky. Dragon again is inching up on the outside. Galileo Sky. Dragon again to the end with Raleigh Fingers. Galileo Sky did it by a head. From Dragon again and Raleigh Fingers, Galileo Sky. All the way from post 1 in 1:52-4. Field of Mohawk's 11th is on the gate. They're up to speed, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Isa Tiger is trying to charge out from post 10. Watching Isa Tiger crossing over for position. Dick McComber Jr. put Isa Tiger under maximum acceleration to drive to the top first time at the wire. Alexander's Hat will track into the pocket. Our Bobby B sits in from 3rd. Speed Magic is 4th. Salient Hanover is outside 5th. Winning Goalie got away in 6th. Now dropping into line from 7th as they round the turn on up to the quarter was How Fleet. He is 3rd from last. The Tricocious and the trailing pair, Smooth Trump, and away in 10th along the inside, Umbro Peregrine. 27 seconds the opener. Isa Tiger having a peek out of the pocket comes Alexander's Hat to try to drive to the lead on the way to the half. Our Bobby B racing on the inside 3rd. Speed Magic is 4th. Sitting in from 5th is Salient Hanover as Winning Goalie is a half a dozen back. Still 4th from last is How Fleet He Is, then Smooth Trump. And the trailing pair are Tricocious and Umbro Peregrine 10th on the outside. Edging to the front, Alexander's Hat, 55-4. Alexander's Hat, the heavy post-time favorite, now in front on down to 3/4. Isa Tiger surrendered the lead and sits in from 2nd. Speed Magic uncovered on the outside 3rd. Our Bobby B sits in from 4th. Salient Hanover is 2nd over 5th. 6th on the outside. Winning Goalie to the flank of How Fleet He Is. Moving 3rd from last was Smooth Trump ahead of Tricocious and Umbro Peregrine 10th on the outside. Trying to get away on them is Alexander's Hat. They pass 3/4 in 1:24 flat. Alexander's Hat. Trevor Ritchie building up a 5-length lead. Shaking loose on the outside is Salient Hanover. Alexander's Hat, Salient Hanover. That's Our Bobby B looking for space out around Isa Tiger. Down the stretch, Alexander's Hat by 4-5 lengths will prevail in the 11th Superfecta. Alexander's Hat in front. How Fleet He Is charged in for 2nd. Over Salient Hanover and Our Bobby B. 3-9-7-1 Superfecta in the 11th. Alexander's Hat topped it in 1:53-2.